The Chaser Report is recorded on Gadigal land.
Striving for mediocrity in a world of excellence. This is the Chaser Report.
Hello and welcome to the Chaser Report with Dom and Charles.
Hello, Charles. What a couple of days. Seismic shocks, buildings shaking. People are going to remember where they were the day of David Koch announcing he was leaving Sunrise. The news was so... I wondered what that Melbourne earthquake was.
Yes.
And clearly, Kochie's news was so momentous that the very city of Melbourne shook.
In some ways, I am pleased that this has
You're
happened.
pleased that the world is ending, that our cosy breakfast buddy is hanging up his glasses.
It's because now this generation, like my kids' generation, now know they've got their own 9/11.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? The 29.5.
Let this day live in infamy. The day that David Koch announced he was retiring from Sunrise.
I just don't know that he's given it enough thought, Charles. It seems he's been there, I think, 21 years. He said
Since about 9/11.
Yeah,
I remember the world going to
that's
shit
true.
around then.
Yeah. He says he's done 16,000 hours of breakfast television.
Not enough.
Which makes me think, Charles, I mean, you're following the AI debate. Surely we're at a point in the evolution of this technology where 16,000 hours of Kochie is enough for an avatar, for a digital Kochie. It's all the same content, isn't it?
Actually, Dom, about that, I just, on the quiet, apparently that has actually been happening for the last couple of years.
Oh.
Yeah. David Koch actually died.
Right.
Of COVID. Back in 2020. Very sad.
Very, very sad. But he wasn't a young man.
But there was a cover-up.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
The Stokeses just couldn't handle it. And so instead...
You've got Cyber Kochie.
They trained an AI who arguably is a bit better. I think there's been a bit of a bump in ratings.
I mean, you'd have to say that of all the people to synthesise with an AI, a finance journalist known for being a bit dull and liking bad jokes. I mean, that's a perfect case study, right?
Yeah, that's right. But no, it's all animatronics.
I don't actually remember the name of his current co-host. There have been so many. They've just been interchangeable.
No, I think it's Natalie Barr.
Is it Nat? It's Nat, is it?
Nat is still there.
Who are the other ones? There've been at least four.
No, Melissa Doyle was there.
Melissa Doyle was the original.
Till 2013. She
was good. She was good. Kochie and Mel. Yeah, I like Kochie and Mel.
And then Sam Armitage.
Yes, you know this very well. Samantha Armitage was there.
I do read my research.
There's a lot of articles about how unhappy she was in life.
This is not an AI analogue of Charles Firth, by the way.
Hooked into Wikipedia.
Yeah. And then Nat Barr.
Was it just Nat Barr? It's been much more stable than the Today Show.
Or Weekend Sunrise.
Weekend Sunrise. Yeah. I must say, we know Andrew O'Keefe well, or we knew him well. This was the gig he's been preparing for. I don't think...
Do you reckon? Do you reckon
they're going to... This was the gig he was hanging on for so many years. I don't think he's top of the list.
Really?
I don't think he's top 10.
But he's an ambassador of the White Ribbon Foundation, Dom.
Yeah, about that. Not so much.
Do you think, are you going to run for it? What about Craig?
Oh, no, I'm running. Forget Craig. Craig. Craig is way too interesting for the job.
Yes, that's right.
Even Ecobore Craig is too unpredictable.
They need a Dom Knight.
I've got the same hair as Kochie.
Yes.
I just basically bald patch where I've let the sides grow a bit too much. You're on the way there, Charles. Let's not get too cocky.
Yeah. Well, if only he'd resigned in a few years' time, I would have been perfect.
If I just put glasses on, if I just get the same glasses, I reckon I could easily pass for Kochie.
Yeah. Can you do the sort of condescending attitude towards women?
I've just got to try and get the husk. Who was that guy from Channel 9 from Comedy Inc. who did the amazingly good Kochie impersonation?
Oh, yeah, David.
Because he was very good.
Yes, he
was. That guy, whoever his name was.
Yeah.
He should probably be the front runner.
No.
But I reckon I could just, because he's, what about you can't really say that, Prime Minister.
What about Stan Grant?
Do you reckon? You know what? He'd be great at it.
Yes. Do you think he'd be good at getting Pauline Hanson on like they do?
Oh, just to humanise her a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Not so much.
The casual racism
He's probably
stuff?
not quite in the mood, but he'd be a good hire. You know who else? You know who would be fascinating if they got to do it?
Magda Zabansky.
Magda Zabansky.
Yeah.
They keep denying she's going to be in the Australian office. That's a whole other conversation. No, Lisa Wilkinson. Imagine if they got Lisa.
Wilkinson.
Lisa Wilkinson.
Yes.
Let's face it, being wasted on the project a bit.
No, but she's resigned from the project.
Has she resigned?
Yeah,
now?
I think she had. Maybe that's the
I
reason.
don't know what the story is. She's still on the books at 10.
She'll have to transition into being a man, a sort of sexist man.
Well, I mean, Nine did.
Peter Fitzsimons, her husband can do that part.
Nine did have that brief period where there were only women hosting the Today Show, and they had to get Carl back, the most humiliating climb down ever. So I don't know who it's going to be. I mean, who are the other middle of the road? The people were saying Dr. Chris Brown has been re-signed by Seven recently. I mean, who would you get? Who does Weekend Sunrise now?
It's sort of like you've got the Australian cricket captain.
Yeah.
You've got the Australian Prime Minister. Then it's basically the host of Sunrise.
The host of Sunrise.
The male host of Sunrise.
The father of the nation, truly.
Yeah. So it's got to be
John Howard. John Howard could do the job.
I think, what about like a Joe Hockey?
That's an interesting, or Joe Hildebrand. Joe Hockey's just got just the right amount of boring credentials though, middle of the road. No, I want to say anything too controversial. Who's the guy I can't remember, I just don't watch morning television. Who's the guy on Channel 9 who's the amazing singer? David
Campbell.
David Campbell.
Yeah,
I mean, he'd be
brilliant.
too good for them, wouldn't he?
No, it's way too good.
He's too good for the current show. I actually think one of the great tragedies of modern life is that David Campbell has to do that job rather than to make the money, rather than just being able to be an incredible cabaret star.
It's such a pity that Rolf Harris died last week because I think he's the perfect host.
Elaborate. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna give you a free pass on the pedo stuff. Like there's people are saying, and we've discussed this before. Like pre pedo Rolf was still a monster on all accounts. Okay, so Craig's a possibility.
Craig,
who else from the Chaser? I mean, I'm suspecting we're probably not front of mind.
Well, Andrew was very good at hosting that game show. Do you remember? Strictly speaking. So he's got the runs on the board.
He got the runs on the board, yeah. I mean, Mark Humphries would have to be in contention.
He's got to be in contention. Yeah.
After his wonderful debut on Pointless in commercial TV, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Chris Taylor would be. I mean, he's already done that Sunrise prank, which was very enjoyable.
Yeah, and he's got that sort of sneery condescension and smugness.
Hello, Chris, if you're listening. He's not listening.
No.
Julian Morrow. Julian Morrow, once upon a time, might have been front of the pack.
And he's bald.
That's exactly, he's bald.
He's good.
He's sort of middle of, glasses.
Yeah, probably.
Knows a lot of people in the media.
Yeah.
I think you probably can't say anything else about it. It's not...
Probably a bit too sub-judice-y.
Both for this podcast to discuss further and Channel 7. And let's be clear, friend of the show, friend of the podcast, he's been on a number of times on the podcast, and that's all we need to say.
What about someone like, they take a bit of a radical turn and put in someone like Max Chandler Mather, that Greens guy.
Firebrand. Or what about Lydia Thorpe if you're going
Lydia Thorpe. Yeah.
I mean, that shouldn't be quite as laughable as it is. Brooke Boney. Brooke Boney'd be very good.
But she's already got a gig.
Yeah, she's the entertainment reporter on Channel 9. She can step up.
Yeah, you're right.
Doing Sunrise.
That'd be good.
Should be fantastic.
I like that. Maybe we need to think outside the realms. Richard Wilkins.
Oh, my God, of course.
Tiki. I was about to say let's step outside the realms of mediocre people.
Step into the... I must say, consummate professional. He'd be seamless.
Yes.
The only thing is I actually think there's something in terms of his specific deal with the devil where if he leaves Channel 9, his body will immediately wither and implode. I don't know how that works.
I've heard Daryl Summers is available.
From Daryl? Did Daryl make that point? Yeah. Hey, it's Sunrise. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. The thing about those shows is, we've explained this to them before, Charles, and I don't entirely understand. They have very low rating in the scheme of things, but is it the ads that they sell them? Because they've got 3 hours of the one team. That's the only other time you get 3 hours of the one show. Do they just make money through all the infomercials and the crap that they peddle? Is that how it works?
There's several, so the shows themselves make money because of the sponsorship opportunities. The fact that it's sort of an older demographic who have money. So if you're a travel company selling boomer tours and stuff like that, it's that's where you advertise.
That's where you advertise.
But then the other theory is that then people just leave their TVs stuck on Channel 7.
Oh, it's the old breakfast radio theory where if you like the night show, you'll wake up with the...
Yeah. And so what you do is you turn it on, suddenly Deal or No Deal's on, and you're still on 7.
Can we find a way to do that with podcasting?
Yes.
I don't know how,
Yeah.
but maybe we need a late night version of the Chaser
Maybe
Report.
we need a podcast that people want to listen to, and then
What I'm imagining, Charles,
Late Night Chaser
is a version of this.
Yes.
A version of this podcast where there's always someone speaking for 24 hours.
yes,
And then, so whatever happens, I don't know, maybe we'll get the interns back or something.
Yeah.
And then in the morning when people turn on,
They'll listen to us.
Listen to us.
So you're doing about radio.
Yes, that's right. It's in real time. It's live.
You've invented radio, but you can listen to it using Bluetooth.
Yes, using Bluetooth. And the great thing is, I've invented a medium that's in decline. Which is very, very.
Yeah.
The Chaser Report. Less news, less often.
Talking of in decline, what next for Kochie?
Oh, look, what can't he do at this point? Probably many things.
I imagine he's followed his own financial advice, so he'll probably be quite rich, won't he? He's 67. He can start drawing down his super.
Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic?
Do you think
God.
he's one of the victims of the more than $3 million cash in their super fund?
Is that him? That's Kochie.
This is
You found who it was.
This is the scoop.
Of course. Can't you imagine Kochie with his vast salary just going, I'll just put a little bit into super.
Yes.
I'll just salt away 10%. And that would be $3 million after 21 years for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
It's him, isn't it?
It's him.
I'm not even joking. You've solved it.
He's the guy who has $500 million in super.
Someone's got to talk to him.
Yeah.
What can he do? Well, I really hope, Charles. I mean, everyone knows that the only reason he did Sunrise was so he could do the small business show that comes on the weekend, whatever that one is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, I presume that's not getting axed.
No, God. No.
I mean, Sunrise is negotiable, but the small business show, that's quality, that's ratings. What would he do?
But do you think he'll sort of run for politics?
Senator Kochie?
Yeah.
I mean, he could.
Yeah.
People trust him.
I mean, I think there's a long tail of infomercials.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine what?
Because I mean, he's been doing 16,000 hours of television.
Yeah.
I think he might
He's
have-
match fit.
He's match fit. And Sunrise is basically one long infomercial.
Oh, no, Charles, what you do when you finish up on a very successful breakfast show and you've had a big career, you go to the project. You go to the project and sort of just do Sunday night. That's what he'll do.
You're right.
Yeah.
His gardening leave on the
You know
project.
what we should do, Charles? We should make him an offer
Yes.
to join the Iconoclast network, the podcast network that we're building.
Yes. And what can be his program?
Well, it wouldn't be iconoclastic, that's for sure. I don't know how it would fit into the range. I think it'd be Kochie solves very tedious tax deduction questions from small business owners. Wouldn't that be it?
Yeah, it'd be the complaints of rich people.
In
Like
all
David
seriousness,
Koch.
you know what we
Yeah.
should actually pitch him in, and I'm going to just brainstorm this in real time.
Okay.
A podcast where he reads out jokes from listeners, like Kochie's joke book as a podcast.
Gosh, his joke book.
We're not listening to it,
No.
but people would.
People would
in droves.
Yes.
And-
that can be the program that people switch on in
Yes.
order to then listen
And we
to
just
our
get
show.
an endless succession. It's just
Yes.
like every
Dad
episode would be
jokes.
the same.
It'd be dad jokes with David Koch.
Kochie's
joke book yeah.
podcast.
Yes. Catch up with Kochie.
Catch up with Koch. The Kochie catch up.
Yes. Oh my God, that idea is going to make somebody a lot of money.
That's the business we want to get into is vanity podcasts
Yes.
for celebrities who don't mind using their name to make us slightly wealthy.
Yep.
So that's what we're hoping for.
Okay, great. Well, I'll get on the phone.
Yeah, and you can call Kochie, can't you?
Does he needs a giggling co-host, doesn't he?
Yes, absolutely. But as Seven's shown over the years, they're largely interchangeable.
Replaceable.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure we can get Sam Armitage back or something.
Or we get an AI.
Get an AI.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead, you can't tell me Seven isn't workshopping that one. So look, we should say, the thing where we do this stuff and then we just say, turn it around and just like pretend we're all mates. And well done, mate. Honestly, you've woken us up for 20. I've never watched that fucking show in my life. You've woken us up for 21 years, mate. Good innings. Good innings, Kochie.
Do you reckon anyone's ever watched a full episode?
Yes.
From beginning to end?
Yes, I know the only people who have.
Oh, it would be that Adam Boland, the executive producer of Sunrise.
Of course not. He's not going to do that. No. It would be the researchers who worked on the Chaser TV shows who were made to watch the entire thing. People like Ben Jenkins, Zoe Norton-Lodge, who we paid to watch entire episodes of Sunrise.
That's why they are as they are.
Absolutely.
That's why they're so broken as human beings.
Absolutely.
I now understand.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy. And the other thing is, the thing that they noticed is that the same stories come back between hour 1 and hour 3. They can't be bothered finding new content because they know no one watches the entire thing.
You know, I've just actually figured out why he quit.
Why?
Because you know how he peddles all those crypto schemes?
Yeah.
On the internet? Like you always see these ads for David Koch. Can't believe.
Someone's after him.
No, I reckon he's cashed in. I think he's made so much money out of crypto he doesn't need to do breakfast.
Oh, that's definitely what it is. Yeah.
Anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
Koch coin.
Koch coin.
Koch coin.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, there you go. It's all solved. You heard it here first. Our gear is from Rode.
We're part of the Iconoclast network.
As will be Kochie in a very short period of time. You heard it here first, people.
See ya.